Okay, I want to go over a little bit of how I've reorganized the course and what you can expect over the next few weeks, if not till the end of the semester. Let me go through this. I will be posting from now on kind of weekly updates of where we are and any changes. The big change is basically due to the pandemic. Is when I first posted the class, it was, per the president, was only going to be a matter of a few weeks. But now it's obviously till the end of the semester. So I will be posting weekly announcements until the end of the semester, until the 16th week. So look for those starting next week. We're currently at the end of the 10th week. So starting next week, I'll be posting, weekly updates on, basic announcements, okay? I'll be posting them in video form. You will still have the text announcements I'll be posting up every few days, okay? Also, one of the things I've done with this new homepage is I've posted the units at the bottom of the page. So you can go to the Showa unit, for example, that we just finished. You'll see what used to be the homepage for the class is now just a unit page within the homepage, okay? So you can see all the materials that you covered for Showa are still there and still organized in the same manner, walking through everything. And so that's for Showa. That was our first unit, our first unit that we've covered since we went online. Now we're going to be covering two more units. Usually what I would have done was to cover a civil rights unit and then the art and art history unit for research. Now, because of all the changes, I've unfortunately had to cut out the civil rights unit. And instead what I'm going to do for the next few weeks is cover the reading, thinking, writing lessons. These are materials that are based in the textbook. I just want to make sure everybody goes through it so that you have a good foundation in the grammar and everybody gets through it. So I will be walking everybody through that. And so let me show you how that's going to work. That's going to be for the next few weeks. For about the next 3 weeks, we will be going through reading, thinking, writing. And this will guide you through it, okay? That was a grammarian from ancient Greece. You guys all, of course, know that. All of these are going to be videos that walk you through Chapter 3, which we covered in class. I'll be making a video that will guide you through it again to make sure you can get through all the work. A Chapter 8 video on form. We did cover form in class. I'll be covering it again in a video lesson, just in case there are any issues. And I know, most people will forget many of the issues with grammar. This will go over it again. Chapter 12 will then do function, and Chapter 16, really what the grammar is for, is going into style. And it's using conjunctions to create things like parallels and dependent clauses, which are incredibly important for good, clear writing. Okay, so I'll be going over that over the next few weeks. About 3 weeks we'll spend on this. And then what I'll also be doing is creating videos to go through the lessons, the exercises in the textbook, okay? So these will be, this will be a Chapter 3 a Chapter 3 video that will go through the exercises in Chapter 3. And now I want to be very clear, you don't have to go through the videos if you can work through the book on your own, okay? If you find the book makes perfect sense, I know it all, this is a waste of time, I'll just go through the book and do it myself, go right ahead. You don't need to use these materials, and I really mean that. These materials are to help everybody, to make sure everybody gets through the textbook. One of the things I've wanted to do with reorganizing the class is to make sure all this upheaval that we've had, that everybody, in spite of this, can still get through all of the work. And so I'm going to be making videos on that cover the grammatical principles and that go through the exercises to make sure that everybody can get through it. So if you go to, for example, Chapter 3, I will be making a video that will go through the concepts, but I will also make a video that goes through through the reflections and things like that in Chapter 3. I'll be making one that goes through the exercises, that goes through the concepts of form, which we did cover in class, but I will be making a video that will go through it one more time, and I will also be making a video that goes through the exercises so that nobody gets left behind, and everybody can follow along in the exercises, okay? So that will be there for everybody, but you don't need to do it. If you're actually going through the exercises just fine, you don't need to watch the videos, okay? So that will be there to support you as you work through the lessons in Chapter 3, Chapter 8, Chapter 12, and Chapter 16, okay? And I will be making a support video to go through the exercises also for each one of these. It'll take a little bit of time, but over the next few weeks, you should be able to cover everything in grammar, and you'll be as happy as this guy right here, okay? So let me go back to the home page. So for the next few weeks, we'll be going through the grammar in reading, thinking, writing. Our final unit will be on art history. Okay, so that will be a research unit. You can go ahead and get started. In a few weeks, I will have videos posted. I don't have them posted just yet. I will need to go through art and aesthetics and how it works, really what aesthetics are and what they're not. I will cover that in those videos. So I will be posting those videos as you need them over the next few weeks. We will not really start formally working on art and aesthetics for about 3 more weeks, okay? In about 3 more weeks, I will have all of these videos posted that will guide you through all of the nature of aesthetics and how they work and the different paintings we're going to be doing. In these discussions on Ciambui, Botticelli, Perugino, and the readings that we're going to need to do for the essays, I will have those posted in about 2 to 3 weeks by the time you should be done with all the grammar exercises. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. Is you should have finished, and I got a lot of essays on Showa, and that was great. So you should have gotten the Showa in, and I will be taking at least another week to get that in, to get all the grades done. You should be working primarily right now on reading, thinking, writing, and getting through Chapter 3, Chapter 8, 12, and 16. And again, I know that's boring, but it's really necessary to understand how the English language works and get through the exercises as best you can. I will be using what I said at the outset of the semester. I will be using the standard of good faith effort. Don't worry if you get a little bit confused on one exercise here or there. Just make that good faith effort and get through it as best you can. On Chapter 3, Chapter 8 with form, Chapter 12. Chapter 12 catches people off a little bit. They're not as used to covering subjects, verbs, and objects, and subjects, linking verbs, and then complements. That's what Chapter 12 goes in. So you might need, if you do have most people do understand the exercises with 8, but I'll still make an 8 exercises to go through things like gerunds and things like that. Chapter 12 does get a little bit tricky. So expect to go through the video that covers the lesson. For most of you, you will probably need the exercise one, and I will strongly encourage the video for the exercises in Chapter 16, because that is really what the whole textbook is about. It really is. It improves your writing, makes it clearer, okay? So let me show you a little bit with the calendar, just so everybody has a good idea of where we're going and how we're going to be doing this, okay? This is, everybody should have had Showa in. Don't worry about if some of you had limped in a little bit, had computer issues or something like that. Don't worry about that. The Chapter 3 video will be available on Monday, okay? And Chapter 5 will then be available, Chapter 8, and I have Chapter 8 twice there. So Chapter 12 is there, and then 16. I will have at the end of it all a basic grammar test. This test should not really catch you off guard. It will really reinforce everything you've done. I fully expect everybody in the class to ace this. I really do. If you've gone through all of the material and have made a good faith effort on all of the exercises, you will not have trouble on the grammar test. You should do fine on it. It's not set up to catch you off guard. It's set to really check to make sure that you know what you're doing, okay? So on the 15th, we'll have a grammar test at the end of it all to go over it. I will have then, starting on the 18th of May, I will have all of the materials. I really will get it probably up next week. All of the materials for the art history unit will be posted then. We will have a check on we'll have a review on research materials and how to go through those from the library. That is a required part of English 101, and I need to make sure everybody gets through it. That will be posted as part of the unit on art and art history. Okay, so hold tight on that. Don't worry about it. The Showa unit, you guys have all gotten it in. And again, I know many of you had some computer issues, and that's fine. Don't worry about it. My goal is right now to get everybody through the materials and to make sure everybody goes on from English 101 knowing what they're doing. And Reading, Thinking, Writing will cover Chapter 3, 8, 12, and 16 to make sure you get that done and you have a good grasp on how it works. And again, I know everybody will be different. I'll make videos for every minor issue. If you find you work through faster and can get it done, you're in good shape, okay? So that's where we are, folks. Look for weekly announcements starting next week. We're in the 10th week right now. Thanks for being patient. Keep working through and you're going to be successful, okay? Take care, guys.